The cold stars blinked silently above the vast, empty sky. A single ship tore through the blackness, its metal skin glowing faintly in the distant light. Inside, the war hero was broken. His body ached. His mind was filled with memories of battle and fear. He was not like the others who flew with him. He was alone now. This was not supposed to happen. Not to him. He was the pride of his people. A warrior who had fought in countless wars across many worlds. They called him Zartek. The galaxy knew his name. But now, as the ship hurtled toward an unknown blue planet, Zartek was about to face the greatest challenge of his life. The ship shuddered violently. Alarms screamed. Sparks flew from broken panels. Zartek gripped the control panel, his sharp claws digging into the metal. He barely had the strength to stay conscious. The enemy had caught him. His ship was damaged beyond repair. Crash landing imminent. The ship's computer warned in a cold, mechanical voice. Zartek's eyes flickered open. The last thing he remembered was the flash of weapons fire and the roar of engines. Now, the silence was deafening. Outside the small viewport, a blue and green world grew larger. The planet was strange and full of life. Zartek had heard stories about this place. The aliens who lived here were said to be weak, primitive, no match for the great armies of the galaxy. But now, as the ship spiraled out of control, Zartek had no choice. He had to survive. The crash, the ship slammed down hard on the planet's surface. Dirt and rocks flew in every direction. The metal groaned and cracked under the force. Zartek was thrown forward, crashing into the control panel. His head hit the glass, and for a moment, everything went black. When he woke, the ship was silent. Smoke curled up from the damaged engines. The air smelled strange, fresh but different from any place Zartek had known. Pain stabbed through. His body, his leg was broken. Blood dripped from a cut on his forehead. But he was alive. Slowly, he opened the hatch and climbed out into the sunlight. The world outside was bright and warm. Strange green plants swayed gently in the breeze. The sky was a soft blue with white clouds drifting lazily. Zartek looked around carefully. There was no sign of the enemy. For now he was safe, but this world, it was unlike any other he had seen. The first encounter as Zartek limped through the strange forest, he thought about his mission. He had been sent to spy on these humans, to learn their weaknesses. His commanders believed they were weak, easy to defeat. But Zartek was not so sure anymore. He heard a noise, a soft rustling. Nearby. He froze, muscles tense. Out from the shadows stepped a human. She was smaller than Zartek, but her eyes were sharp and fearless. She carried no weapon, but Zartek could sense her strength. She moved like a hunter, silent and quick. The human looked at him with curiosity, not fear. Zartek lowered his claws slowly, unsure what to expect. "Who are you?" the human asked in a clear voice. "I am Zartek," he replied, his voice rough from pain. "I am a warrior from the stars." The human nodded. "I am Maya. You are hurt." Zartek was surprised. No one had ever cared for him like this. Before Maya helped him find water and food. She did not ask many questions. She only watched him, studying his wounds. Strange thoughts as days passed. Zartek's strength returned. But his mind was filled with questions. Why were humans so different? Why did they fight with such heart? He had seen battles where humans stood against impossible odds and never gave up. He remembered his first battle against humans. His army had laughed at their weak weapons and small ships. They thought victory would be easy, but the humans had fought back with something no alien could understand. Zartek's mind shuddered as he recalled the screams of his comrades, falling one by one. The secret weapon Maya took Zartek to a hidden place deep in the forest. There, she showed him a secret human base. It was small but powerful. Machines hummed with strange energy. Humans moved with purpose and skill. Zartek watched quietly. These humans were not weak at all. They had technology and courage that challenged everything he believed. Then he saw it, the secret weapon, a massive machine, covered in glowing lights and strange symbols. It looked alive, almost breathing. "Is this what makes you strong?" Zartek asked, awe in his voice. Maya nodded. "This is only part of it. Humans fight with their minds and hearts. That is our true power." Zartek's eyes narrowed. He realized the war he thought he understood was far more dangerous than he imagined. The warning one night. Zartek stood under the stars, thinking. He knew the galaxy would not believe him if he told the truth. The humans were not just warriors. They were monsters, terrifying and unstoppable. He had to warn his people. But first, he had to survive, because the battle was only just beginning. The sun rose slowly over the strange blue planet. Light poured through the green trees, casting long shadows on the soft earth. Zartek, the alien war hero, lay hidden in the forest. His body was healing, but his mind was restless. He could not stop thinking about what he had seen. Humans were not weak. They were something else entirely. Watching from the shadow, Zartek moved carefully through the forest, keeping to the shadows. He watched the humans from a distance. They were everywhere, small groups gathering food, building shelters, speaking in their strange languages. At first, Zartek thought they were just animals, simple, weak, easy to kill, but he was wrong. He saw humans work together. They planned, they shared, they cared. Their eyes shone with something fierce, of fire that no alien had seen before. Zartek's sharp senses caught the sound of a nearby clash. Quickly, he moved closer to see the unexpected fight. A group of humans was under attack. Strange creatures, large and ugly, had come from the forest's edge. The humans were outnumbered. Their weapons were small and basic. Yet, they did not run. Instead, they stood their ground. Zartek watched in silence as the humans fought. Their movements were fast and brutal. They used rocks, sticks, even their bare hands. One human, a tall man with scars on his face, led the defense. He shouted commands, his voice strong and clear. The battle was fierce. The strange creatures swiped claws and teeth, but the humans never gave up. They fought with a fury Zartek had never seen before. When the fight ended, the strange creatures fled. The humans had won. Zartek felt a strange mix of respect and fear. These humans were dangerous. A lesson in survival. Days passed, and Zartek learned more about humans. He saw how they built fires to keep warm, how they hunted animals with clever traps, and how they healed each other's wounds with plants and care. But most of all, Zartek saw how humans never gave up. Even when things seemed hopeless, they found strength inside themselves to keep fighting. Zartek remembered his own people. They fought wars with machines and weapons, but sometimes their hearts were weak. They forgot why they fought. Humans never forgot. The mystery of human strength. One evening, Zartek sat beside Maya, the human who had helped him before. They looked at the stars, silent for a moment. "You do not understand us," Maya said. Softly, "Why?" Zartek asked. "Because you only see what is outside," Maya replied. "But human strength comes from inside, our will, our fear, our love, and sometimes our rage." Zartek thought about that. He had never heard anything like it. His people fought for power and control. Humans fought for something deeper. Maya's words stayed with him. Alien. Soldiers underestimate humans. Zartek remembered the battles he had fought against humans. His own army had believed humans were weak. They had used heavy weapons, giant ships, and armies of thousands. But humans fought back with small ships, clever tricks, and fierce warriors. Many of Zartek's comrades had died because they did not understand. Now, watching humans so close, Zartek saw why. Humans were unpredictable. Their fighting was not just skill or technology, it was heart. The unseen power revealed one night. Zartek followed a group of humans to a hidden cave, deep in the forest. Inside, the cave walls glowed with strange lights. Humans gathered around a fire, speaking in low voices. Suddenly, a human stepped forward. He raised his hands, and the air around him seemed to pulse. The fire flickered wildly, as if alive. Zartek's eyes widened. This was not technology. It was something else. A power humans could control with their minds. He watched in awe as humans used this power to heal wounds, to move objects, even to protect their homes from danger. This was the secret humans kept hidden from the galaxy. The warning signs. Zartek's heart pounded. If this power was real, it meant the humans were even more dangerous than he thought. He knew he had to warn his commanders. But how? Would they believe him? Or would they send another army to destroy these weak humans? The thought made Zartek shiver. Maya's secret. Maya found Zartek deep in thought one day. She looked at him with calm eyes. "You fear what?" "You do not understand," she said. Zartek nodded slowly. Maya smiled. "Come with me." She led him to a hidden place where humans trained to use their power. They practiced control, focus, and strength. Zartek saw humans push themselves beyond what he thought was possible. He realized this power was not magic. It was the result of their will and their history of struggle. The alien heroes. Zartek sat alone, thinking about his mission. He was sent to spy, to find weaknesses. But now he had no answers. The humans had strength beyond his army's machines. They fought with heart, with mind, with power. Could he defeat them? Could anyone? The galaxy was about to learn a hard truth. Humans were not weak. They were a force to be feared. Preparing for Warzar. Tech made his decision. He would survive. He would learn all he could. And he would warn his people. But first he had to understand humans better, because soon the war would return. And this time it would be different. The forest was quiet, but Zartek's heart was heavy. He had seen much since his crash, but the truth he was about to uncover would change everything. This planet, the humans were not just fighters. They hid a dark secret. He moved carefully, following Maya through twisting paths and dense trees. Her face was calm but serious. "I want to show you something," she said. Zartek did not ask questions. He trusted her, though his mind was filled with doubt. The hidden facility. After a long walk, they reached a hidden entrance covered by vines and dirt. Maya pushed aside the covering, revealing a metal door set into the earth. Strange symbols glowed faintly around its edges. "This is our secret," Maya whispered. Zartek's claws clicked softly on the metal floor as they entered. The air smelled cold and sterile. Machines hummed quietly, and dim lights shone from panels lining the walls. Humans, in uniforms, moved with purpose. They carried weapons, tools, and strange devices. Zartek's sharp eyes caught sight of containers filled with glowing green liquid. "What is this place?" Zartek asked, his voice low. "A research lab," Maya replied. "A place where humans create weapons and other things." The experiments. They reached a large room filled with tanks of all sizes. Inside, strange creatures floated. Some looked like animals, others like monsters from nightmares. Zartek's stomach twisted. He recognized the cruel science of war. Humans were experimenting, changing life itself to make stronger soldiers. And deadly weapons. One tank held a creature with multiple eyes and sharp claws. Another contained a massive beast, covered in armor plates and spikes. Maya looked away. "These are our weapons," she said softly. "Weapons we hide from the galaxy." A terrifying power. Zartek's mind raced. He had heard stories of human brutality, but this was beyond what he imagined. These experiments were dangerous. They could change the balance of power in the galaxy forever. He thought about the battles he had fought. The humans' strange power, their will, their fighting spirit. Now he understood part of it came from these hidden creations. The creatures were alive and deadly. They could be unleashed on enemies without mercy. The cost of war. Maya led Zyrtec to another room, quieter and darker. Here, humans lay injured soldiers with broken limbs, scars, and pain. They pay a price, Maya said. War is not easy. It changes us. Zyrtec looked at their faces. They were brave, yes, but also broken. Their strength came with suffering. He remembered his own people, and how war had left many dead and many more scarred. But humans took it further, using science to push beyond limits. The alien heroes' fears. Zyrtec's heart pounded with fear. If the galaxy knew what humans could do, war would never be the same. He thought of his commanders, proud and confident. They did not understand humans. They still saw them as weak and easy prey. Zyrtec wanted to warn them, but would they listen? Or would they send more soldiers and risk total destruction? Maya's warning outside the facility. Maya looked at Zyrtec seriously. Not all humans agree with this, she said. Some want peace, but others believe the only way to survive is to be the strongest. Zyrtec nodded slowly. I see now. The truth is darker than I thought. Maya placed a hand on his arm. You must choose carefully. The galaxy will never be the same once this secret is out. The battle inside. Suddenly, alarms blared. Red lights flashed. The facility shook as explosions rocked the building. Zyrtec and Maya ran toward the exit. Outside, a group of alien soldiers had found the hidden base. They fired weapons and advanced quickly. Zyrtec drew his own blade, ready to fight. Maya stood beside him, fierce and determined. The battle was close and brutal. The aliens wanted to destroy the facility and its secrets. But humans defended it with everything they had, the unseen weapon unleashed in the chaos. One of the human scientists released a creature from a tank. The massive beast roared and charged at the enemy. It was fast, strong, and nearly unstoppable. Zyrtec fought alongside the humans, amazed by their courage and the power of their secret weapons. The alien soldiers were forced to retreat, but Zyrtec knew this was only the beginning. The decision after the battle. Zyrtec looked at Maya. I must warn my people, he said. But I fear they will not understand. Maya nodded. Then you must help us. Together we can find a way to stop the war. Zyrtec felt a strange hope. Maybe, just maybe, there was a chance for peace. The shadow of war as night fell. Zyrtec stood alone beneath the stars. The dark secret he had uncovered weighed heavy on his mind. The humans were not just warriors. They were something more terrifying, powerful, and full of unknown strength. The galaxy's fate hung in the balance. And Zyrtec knew the war was far from over. The sky burned red as the first ships arrived. They came like shadows from the stars, sleek, silent, deadly. Zyrtec stood on the edge of the human base, watching the enemy fleet approach. The galaxy's largest war was about to begin, and no one knew what would survive the storm. For Zyrtec, this was more than just a battle. It was the moment to see if humans were truly the force he had come to fear and respect. The calm before the storm, the humans prepared quietly. Soldiers loaded weapons, commanders shouted orders. Machines hung to life, and strange glowing energy filled the air. Zyrtec walked among them. He saw no fear, only determination. He wondered how these humans could stand so tall against such odds. Maya came to his side. They are ready, she said softly. This fight will decide everything. Zyrtec nodded. Inside, his heart pounded with a mix of fear and hope. The first strike. Suddenly, the enemy fleet opened fire. Bright blasts lit the sky. Explosions rocked the ground. The battle had begun. Human ships darted through the sky, smaller but faster than the enemy's massive war machines. Zyrtec watched in awe as they moved with perfect skill and teamwork. On the ground, human soldiers fought fiercely. They used strange weapons and powerful technology that Zyrtec had never seen before. The enemy was strong, but the humans were stronger. The turning point, the battle raged for hours. Both sides suffered heavy losses. The sky was filled with smoke and fire. Zartek fought alongside humans and aliens alike, his blade cutting through the chaos. Then, the humans unleashed their secret weapon. A massive machine rose from the ground, towering and alive with glowing energy. It moved like a beast, smashing enemy tanks and firing deadly beams from its eyes. Zartek's breath caught. This was the true power he had seen in the secret base. The weapon that no alien had ever faced. The enemy's fear, the alien commanders grew desperate. They sent their strongest fighters, but the machine tore through them like paper. Zartek saw the fear in their eyes. For the first time, they understood the humans were not to be underestimated. The tide of battle turned. The human spirit, even when the machine was damaged, humans did not give up. They fought with their bare hands if they had to. Their voices rose in battle cries that shook the earth. Zartek realized the true strength of humanity was not just in machines or weapons. It was in their spirit, their will to survive and protect what they loved. The price of victory, the battle ended with the enemy retreating. The ground was scarred, and many were lost. Zartek looked around at the humans, some wounded, some weary, but all proud. He felt a deep respect for them. These humans had changed the rules of war, forever. The galaxy watches. News of the battle spread fast. Across the stars, other alien races whispered of the humans' terrifying power. Some were afraid. Others wanted to learn from them. But all knew. The galaxy had changed. Zartek's mission was no longer just about spying. It was about survival. The warning Zartek sent a message to his commanders. He told them everything he had seen. The secret weapons. The human spirit. The machine that crushed their forces. He begged them to take humans seriously, but the message was met with disbelief and anger, preparing for what's next. Zartek knew the war was far from over. Humans would not stop. The galaxy would not forget. And when the next battle came, it would be even worse. The galaxy buzzed with rumors and fear. Stories spread about the humans' brutal power and their strange machines. But many refused to believe them. Humans were just a small planet's creatures, nothing more. They could not be a real threat. Zartek knew better. He had seen the truth. The humans were terrifying. And now, he had to tell the galaxy what he knew. The burden of truth. Zartek stood before the Galactic Council, the most powerful leaders of many alien worlds. The chamber was huge, filled with beings of all shapes and sizes. Some had multiple eyes, others had scales or wings. But all watched Zartek with cold eyes. He felt their judgment. They did not want to hear what he had to say, but Zartek was ready. He took a deep breath and began. The story unfolds. Zartek told them about his crash landing on the human world. About the strange strength of humans. How they fought not just with weapons, but with their minds and hearts. He described the secret labs and the terrifying creatures humans had created. The machine that crushed armies. The battles where humans stood against impossible odds and won. The council members whispered among themselves. Shocked. Doubt and fearsome council members called Zartek a liar. Others accused him of exaggeration. They said humans were too small, too weak to be a danger. But Zartek was firm. I have seen it with my own eyes, he said. Humans are not what we thought. They are a force beyond understanding. The room grew silent. Even the hardest leaders could not ignore his words. The turning point as Zartek spoke. A hologram of the battle played before the council. The glowing machine tearing through enemy ships. The humans fighting with fierce courage. The image shocked many. It was clear. Humans were no longer just a small species. They were a new power. The council's decision after hours of debate. The council made a decision. They would not attack humans immediately. But they would watch closely. Some members suggested trying to make peace with humans. Others wanted to prepare for war. Zartek knew this was only the beginning. the galaxy was divided. Some feared humans. Some wanted to control them. The human response, back on Earth, humans prepared. They knew the galaxy was watching. They built more machines, trained more warriors, and waited. Zyrtec watched them, amazed at their calm. "They are ready," Maya said. "They know what's coming." The alien heroes resolve Azadzi stood alone in his quarters, thinking. He was a warrior, but now he was also a messenger. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear. Humans had changed the galaxy forever, and Zyrtec would do everything to protect them from the enemy, and even from the galaxy itself. The final warning before the council meeting ended, Zyrtec gave one last warning. "Do not make the mistake of underestimating humans again," he said. "They are not just fighters. They are survivors, and they will not be stopped." His words echoed through the chamber. The galaxy had heard the alien hero's terrifying secret. The stars shone cold and distant above the vastness of space. For Zyrtec, the alien war hero, the weight of the galaxy's fate pressed heavy on his shoulders. The truth he had revealed was no secret anymore. Now the galaxy was divided between fear, hope, and war. Humans stood at the center of this storm, the divided galaxy across countless worlds. Alien races debated fiercely. Some believed humans should be destroyed before they became unstoppable. Others thought peace and understanding were possible. But all knew that the age of underestimating humanity was over. Zyrtec watched from his ship, tired but determined. The galaxy's future was uncertain, and he was caught in the middle. The rising threat alien armies began moving. Fleets of ships filled the skies near human-controlled space. Spies and scouts reported strange new human technologies, bigger war machines, more powerful weapons, and soldiers trained in ways no alien had ever imagined. Zyrtec's own people prepared for war, but even they hesitated. Humans were no longer the easy prey they once were. Humans prepare on Earth. Maya stood with the leaders of humanity. Their faces were calm but hard. They had known this moment was coming. "We will protect our home," Maya said. No matter the cost, the humans worked day and night. New machines rose from factories, and warriors trained relentlessly. They were ready not just to fight, but to win. A shattered peace despite some efforts at diplomacy. Tensions exploded. Small skirmishes turned into full battles. Worlds burned and millions died. Zyrtec fought alongside humans and aliens alike. He saw the best and worst of both sides. But no matter how fierce the fighting, humans never gave up. The power of Unit Zyrtec realized something new. Humans were strong alone, but their greatest power came when they united. Different tribes, nations, and groups joined together against common threats. Their differences faded when survival was at stake. Zyrtec wondered if his own people could learn from this. The final choice, as war spread across the stars, Zyrtec stood at a crossroads. He could side with his own people, fight the humans, or stand with the humans who had shown him their true strength. His heart told him what to do. He chose humanity. The last battle, the final battle, was massive. Fleets clashed in space. Armies fought on strange worlds. The sky burned with fire and energy. Zyrtec led a human squad into the heart of the fight. His blade sang as he cut through enemies, fighting not just for survival, but for the future. A new era. The war ended with no clear winner. Both sides were broken and tired. But the galaxy had changed. Humans were no longer seen as weak. They were a force feared and respected. Zyrtec looked to the stars, hopeful. Maybe one day peace would come. The alien hero's legacy. Zyrtec's stories spread throughout the galaxy. He was no longer just a warrior, but a symbol of change. He had seen the terrifying power of humans and had chosen to stand with them. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear: humanity had awakened. The galaxy, and nothing would ever be the same again.